Jehovah's Witnesses need to know, though, that they are being lied to. Hey guys, I'm going to be talking to you today from my sailboat. A little bit about my Jehovah's Witness experience, and I was in it for 23 years of my life, born in. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about it now that I've moved here to BC on the ocean here in Canada, and what sailing and this new lifestyle means to me and why it's so important, especially with that background. So if you're interested in learning a little bit about that, keep watching. Okay, so I just found a little place here and I'm going to talk to you guys. But I thought maybe my viewers didn't fully know a little bit more about me, and I want to get more personal and that you can kind of feel like you know me more. And I never really wanted to talk too much about it on this channel, just because my channel is, I really want it to be like a happy place and a creative outlet, because I love fashion and modeling and all that stuff. But this is still part of my life, or it was a huge part of my life, and it's shaped me into who I am, or even caused me to have the dreams and the lifestyle that I have today, because it was such a impactful part of my life, even if it was a negative impact. So I was born in Jehovah's Witness for 23 years of my life. I am 29 years old now, so I have been out of the Jehovah's Witnesses for just 6 years now. I've been free from the Jehovah's Witnesses. My husband Christian and I, we escaped it 6 years ago, and that was a life-altering change, because when you leave the Jehovah's Witnesses, especially if you're a born-in, baptized Jehovah's Witnesses, which I was baptized when I was 15 years old, you are locked into a contract. Baptism is a contract. So when you decide to leave it, for whatever reason, there are consequences, and these consequences are unfortunately pretty large. It includes shunning. So I was shunned by my family 6 years ago because I chose not to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore. The thing is, I didn't do anything that, in my opinion, is deserving of shunning. I actually don't think there's anything someone can do that deserves to be shunned by their family, other than, I don't know, murdering someone or being a complete lunatic. But even then, I've heard of many people saying that even if their child did all these things, they would still visit their child in jail. Like, they would never shun their child. So I guess there really is no reason to ever shun your child. And so yeah, I've been shunned by my parents and my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, for 6 years. And my husband has seen absolutely no contact with his family for 6 years. Like, nothing. Not even a message that his nieces and nephews were born, that his grandma passed away. Nothing. Complete cut off. I've been basically cut off, especially from my aunt, fully. Like, I haven't heard anything from her. I have had minimal contact with some of my other relatives through emergency reasons only. Something emergency happened. That's the one reason you're allowed to talk to your shunned relatives as a Jehovah's Witness, is in an emergency. But other than that, virtually I've had no contact with them, even though I've reached out. And it's really hard, because they're your family, they're your blood. You think that love is unconditional and that you will be loved by them just because you're their family, right? And I would consider myself, I'm not perfect by any means, and I know I've made mistakes in life, but I would say overall I've been a pretty good daughter. I've been a pretty good niece. I've been a pretty good grandchild. I've been a pretty good friend, pretty good sister. But that's not good enough, because I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. And you know what? When I first left, it was really hard. I would say the first year I went through some depression from being shunned. And you know, you go through grief stages, and that's totally normal. And I'm probably in a stage of grief right now. But I think I've gone a long ways from that depressed state. I'm in a place right now where, even though it still pains me and it hurts me that my family chooses to shun me and that I don't get to see them, I'm happy. Overall, I'm happy. And honestly, the only credit I can give that to is God. Jesus is my peace, and he's my purpose, and he's also adopted me to be his child. And so even though I have those hard things going at me, I'm still happy. And God, I 100% believe that he called me and Christian out, as he does everyone. He calls everyone to know him personally, and I believe that he's calling everyone in cults as well to wake up and leave and know what the real truth is. The truth is Jesus, not a religion. But I 100% believe that he called us and that we responded to his call and we left. And because of him, I'm free today. I'm free to be able to make my own choices. I'm free to be able to express myself through my fashion. I'm free to go to college if I want to, or take a course if I want to, or, you know, hang out with the type of friends that I want. I'm free to be myself. And that was something that I wasn't able to do when I was a Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witnesses is a very controlling group, and they dictate everything from what you wear to what kind of medical care you can get, to the friends you associate with, to your schooling, to your personal beliefs on just about everything. Their interpretation of the Bible is the final say. There's so much involved, and you can do in your investigation. You can research about them. You can research their history, how they've lied to the average Jehovah's Witness member about their history, and all the scandals they're involved with, and all the false prophecies, and how they've changed and twisted scripture for their own doctrinal gain. You can research all that. This is not my words. This is what you have to figure out for yourself, as did I. But yeah, they're not the truth. Jehovah's Witnesses, the religion itself, is not the truth. And the people, on average, aren't bad people. You know, they're just highly brainwashed, including my family. I don't hate my family. I don't hate Jehovah's Witnesses. I highly dislike the doctrines, a lot of the really, really dangerous doctrines Jehovah's Witnesses have, and I'm highly disappointed in my family for choosing a destructive organization over their own family member. But I don't hate anybody. I feel pity. I feel sorry. I'm sad that I don't get to see my cousins grow up. I'm sad that I don't get to be a part of my sister's lives because they're minors still and they're in the care of my parents or my father and stepmother in Denmark. That saddens me. I'm sad that my future children one day probably won't be able to be involved with them because they shun and the way that they view family. But I do really hope that they become free one day, and I pray for them all the time, actually. If you're any of my family members and you're watching this, I love you and I hope the best for you, and I also hope that one day you get to experience freedom the way I have. If you're my little sisters, I love you so much. I think about you all the time, and I want you to know that I haven't chosen to leave you or not be in your life or not visit you anymore like I used to. I really want to, and I've tried many times, but the rules are in place and there's adults that make those decisions for you. And unfortunately, I can't do anything about that until you're older. But I want you to know that when you're older, and if you want to get to know me and you want to be in my life, my arms are always open. No matter what you believe or don't believe, I will love you unconditionally, and you're welcome to be in my life. So yeah, and that goes to any of my other family members that aren't in my life anymore. My arms are always open, but I do also have boundaries, and of course I deserve to be treated properly.
Hey Kat, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Nice to see you. So I just moved back on my boat because it got a little crowded there. But as I was saying I won't get into the exact details on how I woke up from the Jehovah's Witnesses because it's pretty long, and I've made other videos with my husband about that, so you can definitely check it out on our other channel. Basically, we were pioneering at the time. We had been married for almost 5 years, and we stumbled upon information on the internet that we weren't even looking for it, but it came on when we were searching something else, it just popped up. And we investigated it thinking that it was a lie, and we basically wanted to disprove it. and prove that the Jehovah's Witnesses is the truth and it's correct and all these things are just lies. And when we did more research, the cards just kept falling, and we investigated more and more and more, and all these things that we investigated actually came to be true. And then when we saw scriptures about who Jesus is and that Jesus is the truth and all these things that were not in line with the Jehovah's Witness beliefs, but that's what the Bible is saying, basically within about 2 weeks we woke up and we had an aha moment, and it was pretty crazy. And at that point, once the blinders were taken off, there was no way I could put the blinders back on. So even though I didn't want to lose my family, I didn't want to be a part of the Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, because it just wasn't true. And I'm not going to waste my life in something that's not true. So I tried to wake my family up. I tried to show them what I saw. But the brainwashing was pretty heavy. And at the end of the day, everybody has to see it for themselves. My childhood growing up as a Jehovah's Witness was pretty tough. There was abuse in my family in my childhood, and we were a pretty poor family. So it was really tough for me. And then my mom became a single parent mom very early in my childhood. And so it's just hard not having a father in my life, not having a good family structure, a lot of chaos, a lot of anxiety, and it was really tough. Like, it was really, really tough. And a lot of the things I suffer with and deal with today, like anxiety-based things and just personality issues, stem from that. And then to top it off, I was also raised as a Jehovah's Witness, which is a very restrictive group and limiting, and the way that they treat women, and it was a very toxic environment. So I didn't have the best cards given to me, and I'm still trying to unlearn a lot of things that aren't normal, and trying to rebuild things and grow and just be the best person I can be, and so that when I'm a mom one day, that I can be the best mom that I can be. But yeah, it was hard, but you know what? It shaped me into who I am. Even the hard times, it made me more empathetic. It made me more of a courageous, strong person, which I think I am. I've been told I am, so I guess so. It's made me more street smart, so that I won't fall into new, cults or traps, scams, because I've gone through something like that. It's made me really resilient, and it made me really appreciative of the things I do have now. So those are some of the good things that I have gotten from those hard times. I will say, with regards to this boat life, like I mentioned at the beginning, as a Jehovah's Witness, I wasn't allowed to really pursue my dreams and go after my passions, not without being looked on with critical eyes, or getting shunned for choosing a different lifestyle. Because there's consequences to what you do and don't do as a Jehovah's Witness. But I've always wanted to live by the ocean, and me and my husband, we worked really hard this past year and a half to pay down debts and finally make that dream possible. And God really helped us and blessed us. And our life isn't perfect, not by any means, but I really do feel blessed that I can call this my home, the ocean, here in Victoria, BC. And we live in a boat now, and I've been able to pursue so much of my fashion. I've been designer, I've been a model, I've been a stylist, and these are all things that I always wanted to do, but I was not able to as a Jehovah's Witness, and God really opened the doors for me and blessed me. And I did a photo shoot today, actually, which was really cool. And I was just thinking, sitting here, that, as a Jehovah's Witness, freedom, you get freedom, you're told you'll be free in the next life, and that you'll get rewarded for what you go through now. But freedom can be found now. Freedom can be found in your day-to-day life now, not just in the next life, not just when you go to heaven or in the Jehovah's Witness mentality, the New System paradise. When you have Jesus in your life, you have freedom every day. He allows you to experience your dreams even better. And so sitting on this boat, I'm just very grateful that I had this opportunity, because there's no way I would have been able to do it as a Jehovah's Witness. And sitting here and enjoying the morning and looking at the beautiful creation around me. And as a Jehovah's Witness, I had this filter on that this isn't good enough. and that the new system will be more beautiful. But I look around and look at these trees. They're so beautiful. Look at the water. Look at the sounds. Look at the seal. All the animals, the sun, the warmth, the people. It's amazing, and I'm very grateful that I get to live here. I really hope that more Jehovah's Witnesses get to find freedom and do what makes them happy. There's so many amazing people out here. Sure, there's not good people out here who do bad things, but there's that in the Jehovah's Witness too. Nobody is perfect on this earth, but there's many, many, many amazing people to meet from all different walks of life here. And we've really built up a great new community. So although I've been shunned and I've lost a lot of people in my life, I've regained a lot of new friends. And honestly, some of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life, other than some of my friends at school, have been in the past 6 years. And actually even the past 2 years, to be exact, are some of the best loyal, unconditional friends. And although nobody can replace my family, my blood family, I don't want to replace my family. I don't think they can be replaced. I still have a lot of great people around me, and I have some people older that, you know, could be my parents' age, that have really helped mentor me in Christian. So I guess the point of this video is go for your dreams, run after your passions, enjoy each day. Let God guide you in your life. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness watching this, I really hope you understand that us apostates, that's been a label put on me, which basically just means someone who doesn't believe in the religion they were brought up to believe in. I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses demonize that word to make me seem like I'm super, super scary and super, super bad. But really, I'm just a person. I'm just a person like you. Just someone who just believes a little differently. But how does that make me so scary? I may just know something that they're trying to keep secret from you. And shunning is one of their tactics to keep you from not knowing that. But what if I know something that is very valuable to you? Don't you deserve to know the reality behind what you believe in? Don't you deserve to know what you're giving your everyday to? I think so. If something claims to be truth, it should be able to be tested. Even the Bible says to test all things. If it's truth, why can't it be tested? Why can't it be looked into from all different angles? But if someone's saying don't test it, don't look into it, you have to question why. Why is that? What are they trying to hide from you? So I hope that, you know, you don't just jump to the conclusion and jump into the comments and say, you're a liar, you've never been a Jehovah's Witness, or you're an apostate, or blah, blah, blah. Because that's what you've been trained to react to, your defenses and everything. But try to stop and just think for a second. What is she really saying here? Could there be anything right to what she's saying? What if I did do a little bit of research? Would any of the things she's talking about maybe come up and come out to be real? Maybe this isn't the truth. What is truth? You know, I think it's really hard for born in Jehovah's Witnesses because that's all they've ever known. And the ones that chose it probably were in a vulnerable state. I basically just want to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about it, talk to you about my experience, and I'm so much happier being out of the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I'm very, very, very thankful that that I have my husband in my life, that I have amazing friends, and I'm so thankful that I have my brother. He's also not a Jehovah's Witness, and we have each other, and my brother is basically the most reliable blood family I've ever had. So I'm very thankful for him. And to the rest of my family, to my mom, I love you so much. I really hope you get to experience freedom the way that I know you deserve. You've put up with a lot in that organization, and I know you have. But at what cost? What if you're doing it for nothing? What if it actually doesn't lead you to God? What if it just leads you to nowhere because it's just an organization, just a man-made religion, just a business? You deserve better. You deserve to know what truth is. You deserve to be able to reach your goals. And that goes the same for the rest of my family. And yeah. I feel like being the Jehovah's Witness is still a huge part of my life. It's still 23 years of my life, and it stole my entire childhood. And that's why being out here, what we're doing, me and my husband, living a minimalistic lifestyle so that we can enjoy the nature and we can enjoy time together and we can enjoy time and do things. It feels like we're kind of regaining those lost years, and that's why it's so special. It's funny how the times that I've like posted on different forums or whatever, that I used to be Jehovah's Witness and that their doctrines aren't right and that they're not true and blah blah blah, that so many Jehovah's Witnesses who just happen to be on that forum or whatever, or that video, they'll tell me, oh, you're such a liar, like you've never been a Jehovah's Witness, blah 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 blah. And it's just funny because I get that all the time. Like, I've had a blood card. I used to be Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witnesses need to know though that they are being lied to by the governing body.